Honestly, I never knew Patrick sober. The whole 13 years we were together, he's been drinking.
My name is Patrick Haynes, and I'm 33 years old.
And my name is Denise LaPiccolo, and I'm 39 years old.
Before I started drinking alcohol, I was terrible, like no good, a bad person. I never agreed with nobody. It was always I'm right and everybody else wrong. And I just used to do whatever I wanted.
I am Mary Timko, and I'm a juvenile court judge in the 3rd Judicial District, and I do juvenile court for Buena Vista County, Cherokee County, Ida County, and Woodbury County. But I have a specialized court in Buena Vista County. How family treatment court came to be was I was at a conference. Judges go to these various conferences, and I went to this one conference for it was called Drug Endangered Children. And at that conference, they were talking about different treatment courts. And the main focus of that particular one was juvenile treatment court. But there was one breakout session where they had family treatment court. So I went to that and I thought, I'm gonna do that because the statistics were so great and the stories were so wonderful. I called up people that I thought would be part of it, and it was people from Compass Point, which is substance abuse, the Department of Human Services, in-home workers, probation officers. I brought them all together and I said, we're going to do this court. And the first thing, of course, is, well, how are we going to pay for it? And I said, I don't care, we're just going to do it. And then we had to get the Department of Human Services on board. And luckily, the probation officer that I brought his title was like meth specialist, so he was all for it. So we just started doing it. We just started doing it, and I just kept doing it. To me, before I started doing family treatment court, I didn't realize that there would be some different issues with alcoholics versus drug addicts. And maybe it's because it's legal.
While Patrick was drinking, he was very obnoxious. He would do things. I would try to get sleep for work, and he would blast his radio. I couldn't get sleep. He would leave out of the house, and I'd ask him to stay home because I knew he was intoxicated. I'd ask him to stay home because you know you're going to get in trouble. He never listened to anything, and I always told him, I'm only doing this, for to benefit us, to keep you out of trouble. And then I get a call saying he was in jail. We broke up a few times. One time was extensive. It was about 2 years of breakup. And then I always told him, you need to grow up. I need a man and not another child that I have to look out for. And he would never listen. So I felt that would maybe open up his eyes and change him the way I wanted him to be changed. But you can't change a person if they don't want to be changed.
I got in family treatment court. Me and my son we went to one of my friends' houses, and he had some kids that went to school with him, and they wanted to play with them. So I was on the other side, like at the neighbors, drinking. My son was over across the street playing with the other kids. And I used to stay over there on 8th Street, so I used to play with the kids a lot out there. And we used to do tricks on bikes, jump off of ramps, and I was out there playing with somebody, and I fell off my bike. Somehow I was on the phone talking to a friend, and they were saying that I was loud and rude to the kids. And someone called the police, and
they came
and they came
found that he was intoxicated and had my son with him. So
my first day there was like, man, from 9 o'clock to 12 o'clock, it's gonna be a long time, man. I gotta go to work too, so I'm already tired from the night before, because I think we was working 9 hours and getting off at 1:15 in the morning. So But I had to do, you know, what I had to do, so it helped me out. And I kind of figured that maybe I can get something out of it that benefit me down in life. So.
It was hard getting him involved in family treatment court first. Because when they told him everything he had to be involved in, his first reaction is, and if I didn't do it, what are you going to do to me?
Yeah, that's
you
how
know,
I felt that
That's
person.
exactly what he said to the DHS people. And she told him, I will take your kids from you. And so he had to decide.
My kids,
he had to decide his family or, you know, keep drinking or.
It was like, I can drink and I can control it. And so to get him to really understand that his alcoholism caused problems in the family, for the family, was difficult to do. He was lucky to have his wife, Denise, was very tough love with him. And I think that helped. When she saw that he was wanting to get help and that he was wanting to make changes, she jumped on board and she was going to help him. But she wasn't going to be fooling around with him if he isn't going to be serious.
I think he was still in his alcoholic stages back at that time. So, but once he opened up, I kind of had to put my foot down.
My hardest moments at family treatment court was the assignments.
And getting up.
And getting up too, yeah. Yeah, they helped me a whole lot. And it was a lot of assignments like that I have to do with my kids. And I asked Denise questions and stuff about it. Help her to help me out with the assignments. You know, so. But the moment that I felt that I could change was listening to others, how they changed. And maybe I could do the same. I saw another person in there, and I see like how she was, like they talked about her before, and like how she was now, and I see how like she changed, and they were showing old pictures of like before and after. Man, she looked like she did a big change. So I said maybe it can do the same for me, so. and it'll help my family and the kids out. So.
I think he really wanted to quit drinking, and he needed that extra push. And they say things happen for a reason, and I think this happened for a good reason.
Well, I wanted to change, but it was like I just needed that extra push and the support and the help that I needed. So people see that I wanted to change, but like I didn't know how. And they supported me and helped me.
I think when you know you're not the only one out there, you know, because I believe him being, you know, he always denied being an alcoholic. And then when he started going to the treatment and AA meetings, he realized I am an alcoholic, you know.
Some of the reasons for Patrick's success was seeing the difference in his relationship with his children in being sober. And actually seeing and knowing that being sober, clean and sober, made him a better father. He's talked about doing things with them and remembering that he was doing things with them. Family gatherings that, you know, he wasn't drunk. He remembers them. They were fun.
Patrick's involvement in family treatment court changed our family because we're closer as a family. You know, I don't have to argue with him as much. We talk more. You know, he's more understandable. He's more open to things that I have to say instead of shutting me out. And there's times I'll try to talk to him and he just turn his music all the way up. I think if family treatment court didn't get involved, he'd probably be in prison.
Yeah, I know that.
He would have kept going and going eventually. So I'm glad. I'm not proud that he had my son with him that day, but I'm glad he did because it made him open up his eyes and realize that this is not where he should, you know, that's not the person he should be. I'm just proud that he
And
did what he did.
I'm proud of myself too, because people look at me differently too.
When we did the graduation and we celebrated all of the graduations, to me that's what Family Treatment Court is about, the whole community. To see people there from AA, to see some of their sponsors there, to seeing, you know, people in the community come, that's what I want Family Treatment Court to be. I want it to keep going. So to me it's important to celebrate the struggles, to celebrate where they've come from, to see them rise. That is probably the coolest thing in my job, not just in Family Treatment Court, but in just my whole, to see people make it against all odds is just really, it's just enlightening. So I don't know, I guess that's kind of fun.